I'm actually gonna leave that on, so hopefully it's not too annoying for y'all. Um, in the mirror, it's kind of maybe it's like slightly trippy. I don't know, dude. Last video, I don't know if you guys could tell the audio is significantly worse. This mic like halfway through the episode like just cut out completely, so I want to make sure that I catch it if it does, A, and then B, like find out what even happened to make that like occur. But um anyways, getting on with it. Story hour. Oh no. I didn't think of anything like on the spot like that. I don't know if I have one for y'all this week. Um I guess I have like a few little things that I wanted to talk about. Um okay, I can't take this. If this audio goes out, it goes out. Like I can't focus when it's going like up and down, up and down, up and down. Like um step one, I took an allergy pill last night and woke up feeling incredibly drowsy. And I don't know if that was like I had kind of a crap dinner last night, so I don't know if it was that or it was an allergy pill or a combo of both. But like right before bed, I had like half a bag of trail mix, which definitely could have been why for sure. But yeah, like my workout was just terrible. Dude, working out when you're tired is just like the hardest thing ever. I was just like, come on. And then by the end, I felt like a little bit better, still pretty like sluggish. And then I got to work and I had a meeting coming up and I was like, I gotta lock in. So I had a cup of coffee and I'm still at the point in coffee where it just like bzz, like it just gets me so locked. And I was literally in flow state all day today, just like getting stuff done. I like purposely now just to make my days go by faster. I'll purposely like book myself at work for like back to back to back, like just like. And before you know, like tonight I got home, it was 8 o'clock. I was like, I don't even know what I did, but I know I got a lot done, you know. But literally just in flow state the entire day today. I Another little side thing, like, dude, it's so like I am loving this like sun right now in the summer. Like it's so nice. I don't know. I low key feel like Colorado might like the sun might stay out later in the summer than in Wisconsin because I swear I go to bed and it's like still light out. It is ridiculous. The solstice is until Friday too. I'm like, let's go. I'm so lit. Like we have another like 4 or 5 days of just sun. I mean it'll be like another month at least with the sun just coming out. I was in like the microscope room and microscope like especially when you want to do fluorescence has to be like pretty dark. So it's I just feel like just a troglodyte in there. Like I'm just like, like, and I I get out after like 3 hours of just like staring at the screen. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm used to it in the winter where like you get out at 6 and it's just pitch black. And I go up the elevator and it's still light out, but no one's there. I'm like, let's go. This is so hype. So like drove home in light, which was sick. And then, oh yeah, the other small thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. I don't know if you guys notice this, but I don't wear headphones too often, or AirPods. It's probably similar. But dude, like when you're walking with like headphones on and you enter a different room, you smell the room so much more. Like I was in the microscope room, I put on my headphones, like didn't really smell much. Then I like went up the elevator, went onto like my floor where I work, and I was like, oh, it was kind of foul. I was like, oh, this is not good. Like, and I don't know what it was, but I was like, dang, bro, like this is so different. But like my whole like smell was just enhanced and anyway, still same album of the week, like I know. I just like haven't gotten around to, dude. Especially in the summer, it's like the last thing I'm gonna be doing is like sitting in my room listening to a record. Like I'm gonna be outside doing stuff. So, haven't done much there. But with that, I think we just get into the wisdom of the week. I'm recording this Monday. I'm gonna attempt to edit tomorrow, even though I usually get back from volleyball pretty late, and then have it like ready to go for you guys on Wednesday morning. I think that'll be doable Because editing literally is just lining up this audio with the recording, cutting like the first 5 seconds, the last 5 seconds, and then uploading it. Like it's so easy, which I personally really like because I hate editing. But um, yeah, with that, I think we'll just get into it. I didn't do too much this weekend. Like I saw some friends like an hour north of Denver. That was like super fun. We played this game called I think it's I want to say it's like Kill Hitler or something like that. Something Hitler. And like basically it's like Mafia if you guys have played Mafia. And that crap always gets my adrenaline flowing, especially when you're like not a good guy, like you have to lie and stuff. I'm like, dude, like, because then you got to think back. You're like, how did I act when I was like innocent? And you're like, oh, this is hard. So it just devolves me to just like literally just going mute, and everyone knows it's me because I'm not talking, because I'm like a very talkative person, obviously. But yeah, that was super fun. But I think we'll just get into it right away. Apples to oranges. I feel like you guys probably have an idea of what this is about, but I'll hit you guys with the thumbnail first. Get the thumbnail going here. Wait, should I look at it like it's like a cute girl or something? Like, shush, you know. Wait, maybe that'll make the thumbnail. Maybe it won't. Okay, let's see if it's still recording. Come on. Oh yeah, let's go. All right, apples to oranges. It's, well, how does the saying go? Wait, how does the saying go? I think the full thing is like you're comparing apples to oranges, something like that. And that's what it's about. It's about like comparing yourself to others. And I just think that I think personally for me, I've been doing this a lot more. Um just in like really all aspects of my life. And I mean, you can't really stop your brain from going where it wants to go. So I like still let it go there, but like I've been finding like the I feel like the most stressed I've been in the past few weeks have been related to comparing myself to others. And one day it just popped into my head. I'm like, for like a particular person that I was comparing myself to, I'm like, dang, we're really like apples and oranges. Like just very, very different people, you know? And like I feel like you could say that about anyone else you're trying to compare yourself to. Like, sure, in that specific area or realm of whatever you're comparing yourself to, like, sure, you guys are similar there. But, like, when you really start to break it down, you're like, and this gets at really, like, the core, I feel like, of Life the Germ that I kind of dance around throughout, but it all comes back to, like, recognizing that you're unique, but also that everyone else in the world is unique. And because of those two things, that sort of, in a weird way, unites you to everyone, because everyone is different, but because of that, we all embrace that, you know? And that's not always how it shakes out in society. I think, like, you know, you get these groups of people that, like, I don't know, like, okay, for example, like, we're all different, right? But I like shooting photography sometimes. So I can go to a group that enjoys photography, and I can go there, and maybe by some chance there will also be a skateboarder there that likes to skateboard like me. But when you start to break it down, it's like, okay, is he a PhD student? Does he like to run? Like, is he even a dude? You know, like, all these things start to break him down. Is he sarcastic like me? You know, like, and before you realize it, you're like, oh wait, this person isn't like me at all. Like, sure, we have similar traits and qualities, but even like some of my closest friends that I feel like we do like we just like all the same stuff. We think similarly. Like, we're still very different people, right? And I think your brain likes to like have a reference point, right? Which I think is natural, but I think it's important to like keep that reference point in check, I guess. And like recognize that, okay, sure, like this person is better than me at this, and I'm striving to get to that point. But I think like not beating yourself up over it when you realize that you're not at that point yet, you know? And I think it's easy to do that, but at the end of the day, like I said, like we all have different capabilities, and I think in the case of this argument, it comes down to like strengths and weaknesses. Like, you know, you might be trying to hit this reference point that this person's at, but and say you guys started at the same time, right? Like doing whatever thing. Like you started skateboarding at the same time, or you started I don't know. I'm just trying to think of an example that like isn't really related to any of like what I'm really trying, like what I've been comparing myself to recently. Like because I don't really want to get into the nitty gritty of that, but I mean skateboarding is a good example. Like I just kind of do my own thing for that. Like, and like say me and a friend like started at the same time, and all of a sudden like they're doing all these tricks that I can't do, and it's like, oh man, like, but and say everything's the same. Like you guys only skate when you go like when you go to the city together, when you like hang out together. But all of a sudden, like he's got you. He's got you beat by like a mile. Like he's so far ahead of you. And it's like, dang, like I feel like the first thing is like, dang, man, like you want to like support them, but at the same time you're like you're a little jealous because you're like, dang, I wish I could do all those tricks, you know? Like, but at the end of the day, it's like maybe they're just a little more coordinated than you. Maybe they just got that like with skating specifically, it's about I think I've learned it's kind of like about being like very loose. Like the more tense you are on the board, the less likely you are to like land these tricks. And maybe he's just naturally like a little more loose than you, you know? And or maybe he's just good at picking up things just a little bit more than you. And like before you know it, like that compounds every time you hang out, and boom, they're like way better than you at that thing. And I think it's like easy to be like have that eat you up inside and be like, dang, like I'm just not very good at this, you know? And for a lot of people, I think that's where the story ends, and that eats them up inside, and like some people might even give up there. And I think like the important thing to recognize, especially for me in this life, is that um I feel like academics is a great example. Like I've never been the smartest person in the room. Like, and I probably never will be. But like I think where one of my strengths that I have compared to like smarty pants across the room is that I'm not afraid to like speak up and ask the question, and I'm not afraid to like chase a question with my curiosity that may seem like outlandish. And like those two things are like really important to like succeed in my job, right? And like while I've never been naturally like the smartest and able to like pick up on things the best, like that definitely shows time and time again when I'm at work. Like I have this like resiliency and perseverance and this curiosity that just like never dies. And because of that, like I I'm just like a very consistent and hardworking person that like, and that's where I really shine, right? Is that like, yeah, like I'm not gonna pick up on things the fastest, but like you can give me something 5, 10, 20 times, I will keep doing it like a psycho. Like, and it translates, I think, from running, from skateboarding, like all these different things that I just learned that like I'm like, just do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, and eventually like you will get it. And like I think that's where it all comes in. And like maybe you do have that, maybe you don't, but like I think it's important to um recognize that okay, this person's ahead of me, and then maybe even observe and be like, dang, you know what, they are really good at like picking up on things quickly. And then if you can get to this point, which sometimes I can't, and that's okay, but if you can deliver a genuine compliment, I feel like that really can like help subside any like jealousy or like that kind of just like negative feeling you get when you compare yourself to others. And just be like, if you can be like, dang, like you really picked up on that quick, like that was like impressive to see you do that, you know? Like and it kind of switches this like envious kind of mindset to, oh no, you're like here to support that person, right? And like you recognize that they're better at you than that, and that's okay, you know. Um, but then on the flip side of that, recognize that, okay, maybe I'm not like the best at like picking up on things really fast, but maybe I am resilient, or maybe I'm bad at skateboarding, but I'm like really good at baseball, you know? And like I think reminding yourself of those things, and also recognizing if it's something that like you need to get better at, like recognizing that, yeah, I'm not the best at this, but with time and like hard work, I will get to that point, right? And maybe I'll still never be as good as Joe, but I'll eventually get to a point where I'm at least proficient at it. Um, and I think that's really the essence of apples to oranges, and just recognizing that you're the apple, they're the orange. They're they're not the same thing. They're very different. While they're both fruits, while they're both circular, they're they're very different things, They're different sizes, they're different colors. They come from a different plant. They taste different. They get metabolized differently in your body. It's like they're very different things. And while they look similar, the more you break them down and the more you think about it, the more you realize that apples and oranges really aren't that similar at all. Um, so with that, I think another short episode for you guys. I think the past few weeks I've just been like getting on a roll. I also haven't had dinner yet. When I don't have dinner, I just kind of like I get in this mindset where like it's bad, but like skipping meals does like it depends. Like sometimes like it really like takes me out of it and gets me really tired. Other times it makes me really crabby. But then there's this third type where like I like just the lack of food for a few hours just helps me like laser focus in. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now, and it's just like so nice. So with that, thank you for listening to Life of the Germ. Dude, I've been meaning to mention this in the videos, but we're at 40 subs. I like just saw that. I'm like, I think we're at 43 now, but I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm like the channel's growing. I'm hyped. So if you're new, like I never say this because I really don't like when YouTubers say this. Sometimes some of my favorite YouTubers, they'll be like, I watch this one Australian dude that I always bring up. He plays Clash Royale, and he's always like, he just says the stupidest thing, and he's like, smash like for like civilization, or smash like for like the apocalypse, or just like the dumbest thing. I kind of like that, but like people that are like, I don't know. My friend Ethan does this, so maybe I won't bash him, but I'm like, I'm like, if you want to subscribe, like you know where the subscribe button is. Like I don't need to be like subscribe, it's like people are aware of that. And if you like the content, like you'll hit the button, right? If you liked it, like you'll click the like button. Like I feel like I don't need to like remind people of that. But maybe there's been studies done that show like if you remind people, you get more likes. I don't know. But for me, it's just like, check it out. If you like it, like hit the like button. If you like it a lot, then like subscribe, and like we'll like chop it up every week together, But it's like, I don't know. I'm just not the type of guy to be like, oh yeah, like make sure to subscribe. It's like it's just kind of like cheesy, cringe, like just like do what you want to do. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. But yeah. With all that being said, like I do have a podcast, so that this is actually stems from my podcast called Flying Intuition. It's on Spotify, and I'm gonna hit like 100 podcast episodes, so like 100 different guests on there, and like I'm hoping by the end of the year. So like, and I'm gonna preface this too, just for my YouTube people that maybe don't watch Spotify. Like a long time ago, I dropped some merch. I'll actually pull it out quick. I don't think I've shown the merch on here, but like super cool shirt. My friend Morgan designed it. Like I got my logo, and then just the sick backing. So I think I kind of already know what I'm going to do. I'm still debating if I want to do hats yet. But I think I'm just going to do that same t-shirt. It's kind of like a Gildan crap, like material. So I want to do comfort colors if it's not too expensive, because that's like really durable quality. And then instead of blue, just making it black, because I think that the color would pop like that much more with the black. Just, and then that's easy for me. Like I don't have to redesign the whole shirt, because like that was a lot of work. And yeah, I just like I don't really have time for that. I think it's already fire as is. So but yeah, all that to being said, like I'm gonna drop more merch when I hit 100 episodes, which will probably be that by my goal is end of 2025, which I think I'll hit. I only have like 7 more. But I'm also kind of hoping that I'm like, dude, could we coincide this with like us hitting 100 subs on YouTube? And like that would be really cool. And I'm saying this now, and maybe like, what if it just like blew up and we got like crazy number? Like I don't know. It's hard to like anticipate. Probably not, but like the goal is 100 subs by the end of the year. That would be sick, because then like I would have 100 guests on the podcast, 100 subs on YouTube, and then I drop the merch, and then you guys can go crazy. I'm not gonna try to make it too expensive. I just like, if you like the pod and you like want some cool merch, like you can buy it. You know, again, it's like I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm just gonna like leave it out there and let you guys decide. But I've already had some interest from some of my friends, like, when's the next merch drop? Like I want some more merch. My shirt like shrank, so like because I'm like so huge, like I don't fit into mediums anymore, so like I gotta re-up too. So it's just a win-win for everyone. I think that happened to a few other people, like, so my secret marketing scheme is paying off. I didn't tell them it was cotton and they shrank it, you know, they got to buy more, but no. But yeah, I like, I don't know. I hope you guys have been like digging the content. I feel like I can finally like be myself on here. Like if you compare this to like a year ago, like even just going back to like the first episode, I think you'd find it's very different. Like I'm a lot more like myself on here, more like out of pocket, just kind of saying what I want. I feel very comfortable on here. So, but anyways, that's a like huge sidetrack. It's not really a short video now, but that's just like what's to come on the pod. Hope you guys enjoyed Apples to Oranges, and I'll catch you in the next one.